David.
Well, I have an opinion on this. I basically agree with Jon Stewart that the whole thing is a racket, and it's why I don't watch. I think it basically is fooling people into thinking that they can make good investment decisions, you know, that they can be smarter than somebody else by playing the right stock. And I really don't think it takes, people into consideration. The average investor into consideration. I mean, this is like the whole idea of, privatizing Social Security, thinking that people are going to do better, if they control their own investments. I mean, do you look at people on the street? Do you really think they're going to do better with their investments? I mean, come on.
All right, we're gonna jump into the messages in a second, but I just want to get a sense. How many of you are optimistic that you'll be able to rebuild your portfolios? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. How many of you believe that there's no chance that you're going to be able to rebuild your portfolio? So slightly more optimistic than pessimistic. Okay, so what we're going to do is, as I discussed with you backstage, you've got your dials. They should all be at 50, please. We're going to present some messages. The first ones, as I said to you, are from the media, and I want to get your reactions. And you're going to react on a second-by-second basis, remember, okay? Nathan, we're ready to go.
We started out on Monday with the stock market up almost 500 points. And then throughout the week, it was actually very great news, if you ask me. The market really went up. It increased. You're feeling good. It's a continuation of what happened last week and the week before it, really. And now you're feeling like everything is on a roll. We've turned around. You feel good now because the stock market is up. I am asking you to get a grip on reality. And the grip is this. Just because the stock market goes up does not mean that the economy has recovered. You have the stock market and you have the economy. Very, very separate entities. Just because the stock market has gone up does not mean that you're not going to lose your job. You're not going to be laid off. You're not going to be able to, keep your home. All these things. You have got to really be very serious with this economy. And just because the market has gone up doesn't mean that it's going to continue to go up. So a lot of you took your money out of the stock market. And now you're going, oh, my God, the market's going up. And now I want to get back into the market. I'm missing it. And as soon as you do that, this market's going to turn around and go right back down again.
Okay, so Susie Orman, in general, how many of you like Susie Orman? Let's show of hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Who doesn't like Susie Orman? Not quite. A little more positive than negative. What did you think of this clip, though? Is this good advice? Is this the kind of advice that you want? Who thought it was good advice? Who didn't have a positive reaction to this message? Charles, why didn't you have a positive reaction?
Well, because I want to see people in general feeling that the economy's coming back and so on. And to me, her way of saying was, no, don't be optimistic, be pessimistic. That's the impression I got from her.
Okay, Patricia.
I just felt that even if you didn't know her, the way that she came across, that she was telling you the truth, like, don't invest now just because it's going good, wait. I mean, it's all about honesty, and I feel like we haven't been honest with the people.
Okay, great. Roger.
Actually, I voted her advice very positively. I just don't like Susie Orman. Thank you.
Everybody go back to 50, please. You're going to have to live with her one more clip.
So again, the rules of the market have got to prevail. The rules of investing have got to prevail. And what are those rules? You need time on your side in order to be invested in this stock market here. Again, I'm going to say this until I am blue in the face, or yellow, so to speak. But whatever it is, you need at least 10 years or longer, preferably longer, for money that should be in this stock market. Do you hear me? I love that this market is going up. It's strong right here. It's showing some good signs. But how long will those signs last? I don't know. But I do know this. Our economy is still weak, so I want you all to be careful. Do you have an 8-month emergency fund? Are you getting yourself out of credit card debt? Are you contributing the max to your retirement plans? Are you above board? Do you got things going on with your home? These are the things that are important. So remember, I don't want the stock market to be financial Prozac for all of you, where you feel good just because the market's going up and then the market goes down and you feel horrible. Do what's right with your money, little by little. And in the long run, that will be the way to go. Can't wait to see what next week or the week after brings us.
All right, so interestingly, the reactions were somewhat positive, but as a group, not incredibly enthusiastic until she started talking about whether you've fully invested in your retirement plans, at which point our retiree group had a very positive reaction. What's going on here? Was there something in there? Arlene?
When she talked about you need time on your side and that you need 10 years, I voted down on that because I don't have another 10 years. I've already been retired 10 years. So I didn't care for that comment. But, although I do believe that she tells the truth.
Okay. Other reactions to her? Yeah.
Well, the advice she gives is very, very good. I've heard it again and again and again, like on places like NPR. But I've never seen her show, but my take is she's delivering it like sort of a big loudmouthed Yenta type that really hurts her credibility because she's yelling advice to me. So automatically I step back and I don't want to take the advice of the loudmouth Yenta.
Besides concurring with that, I think a lot of what's troubling people now is, I know, for instance, in my personal circumstances, the economy is affecting my income. So when I hear people say, well, you should be contributing the max, and you should be doing this, and you should be doing that, I would love to. But like Brian said earlier, you start thinking poor, and you start focusing one day at a time. So all the advice in the world, can become meaningless if you sit there saying, I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, and I'm just going to make sure that I can get from one day to the next. And the long-term future, unfortunately, is put on hold, which is probably bad news for your industry to hear.
Great. Any other reactions before we move on? Yeah, Tom and then David.
I don't much like her either, but it was too general for me. I mean, she didn't give any specifics. I would want something a little more concrete instead of a lot of generalities, and that's what I saw. Again, I see it more of a performance from her show, and I don't watch it. I just watch other shows where I get more specific and concrete information.
Okay.
And then I do my own research after that.
David.
Well, I think she was basically trying to talk people out of the idea that the main thing to focus on is what you're going to make in the next year and look for a big profit. I think that's, sound advice.
How many of you would invest your money with Susie Orman? If she were offered herself as your financial advisor? Okay. All right. Let's switch it up a little bit. Everybody back to 50, please. Make sure you use the whole dial. If you like the message, turn it up. If you don't, turn it down.